Today we talk about critical mistakes that most people make when they get into cycling. Hello legends and super legends, welcome to Veloharmony. In today's video, I want to discuss the critical mistakes that people make when they get into cycling. The first thing is, they go and they spend a ton of money on a bicycle thinking that that's going to make them a great cyclist. It's not about that. You need to make sure that the bike you buy is within your budget, because along with the bike, you must invest in, first of all, before you buy the bike sizing. Make sure you get the right size. Don't just run to the bike shop thinking that they will give you a good sizing. They're going to try to sell you what they have on the shelf, okay? And depending on, you may be fortunate to get somebody who's knowledgeable, but it really is a crapshoot. So you need to, beforehand, before spending $5,000, $10,000, 75, whatever you spend on a bike, spend $100 or so for a bike sizing so that a fitter can tell you what size frame to go and buy. Because you need to know what you need so that when you walk into the bike shop, you don't just buy what they have on sale. And then you end up stuck with a frame that might be too big or too small. And then you're trying to accommodate that with shorter stems, and it affects your handling and everything, your feel. That's the first thing. So second thing is, you need to make sure that you budget to get a bike fit, not a bike shop fit. Not just somebody at the bike shop often fits with a purchase. The quality is not the same. And when you do decide to invest in a fit, select a fitter appropriately. I will put a link here to the video I made and some of the choices you can make. We've had people, since I started the channel, even before then, that pay for fit and just did not get the value. And they asked us, that's why we have a remote fit service for those of you that are not here. But we get a lot of people from other states that come here for our fit now. And I'm very flattered that they do. But it has a lot to do with the quality of the work that we do here. So make sure you budget for your bike fit. That's critical so you can be optimal. The third thing is, make sure you invest in either some kind of a book for training so you can get a structure, or get a training course like some of the ones we offer on veloharmony.com, or get a coach. You need structure regardless whether you're racing or not. If you're just trying to get in shape because you want to lose weight or whatever your goals are, that's what you're training for. That's why I say we train, we don't ride. It's very important that you do that. And the reason why you don't want to overinvest in your bike is so that you can have time to ride the bike and not be working a lot of hours to pay for an expensive bike you can't get to because you're working all the time. Okay, so that's very important. It's not the bike that's going to make you fast. It's the engine. So if you don't get a bike that fits you and get it fitted to you and have the structure so you can ride and improve, that's why a lot of riders ride all the time, and then every weekend they still get dropped by the same group. And they don't understand why. Because they're not tapping into the proper zones when they train. I had a guy recently on the channel, one of our newest legends that subscribed. He said that, I love this video, but I don't know what you mean by zones. Yes, there's a lot of people that don't understand that. So it's important that you can't just go buy a heart rate monitor or buy a power meter and ride around and look up numbers. They don't mean anything unless you're hitting the right zone for that day. Each training day should have a purpose. And if you're not hitting the right zones, you have problems. Those of you who follow Veloharmony on Strava, if you look at my rides, they don't set any average speed records, especially during the week. That's not important. What's important is what you do during the ride. If I hammer up a hill for 2 minutes, hard, zone 5, my body knows it can do that, so it processes creatine, and it uses the glycogen and all of that. It prepares your engine to tap into those fuels. So that means during the group ride, when the boys are hammering, I can hang because my body can handle that. But if all you do is go out there and say, I got a tailwind, I'm going to hold 22 miles an hour that day. That doesn't mean that you're tapping into those zones, because the environment influences your speed. That's why you don't train by speed. It's a very complicated subject, but I wanted to deal with it as the weekend approaches because it is important that you focus on improving so you can have fun. But the only way you're going to improve is by having the structure, looking forward to riding your bike, which comes from making sure the bike fits you properly so you look forward to riding it. If you're in pain every time you ride your bike, you're not going to want to get on it. Okay? So I wanted to stress that. So focus on that and invest in yourself with your fit, your bike size, and all of that. That's important. before you go and start buying bling wheels and all that other stuff, because that's not going to make a difference if the bike doesn't feel good. To that effect, make sure you keep getting your K's